My dear friends, welcome to Rajashekhar classes on Applied Data Science with Python. This is lecture number 320. In this lecture, I will continue my discussion on confusion matrix. Imagine if I had a dumb model with same data. Let's see what happens. These are my let me consider that 2 by 2 confusion matrix. These are my predicted labels. Let me say this one is predicted and this one is actual. These are my predicted and these are my actual labels. As we are saying that there are 900 negative points and 100 positive points. If my model was dumb and it is predicting all test points, that's important, and it is predicting all test points to be negative, all test points to be negative. This point is important. Why? Because this model is dumb model. If there is a query point, it will predict it as negative. Let's assume it is predicting. Let's assume it's predicting all my test points to be negative. This is actual negative. This one is, let me say, yes, this one is actual negative and this one is actual positive. This 100 is positive points, this 900 is negative points. If the class label is 0, there are 900 points here. 0 means negative points, isn't it? My model is dumb model which predicts as it is dumb model which predicts all negatives, which predicts negative all the time. This is my dumb model, really a dumb model. In such a case, what happens for the 900 points which are actually belongs to class 0, means negative class, isn't it? Which are actually belongs to class 0 or negative class. Class 0 here basically means negative. Here, just see this one. Here I will get 900. Why? Because what is actual is 0 and predicted is 0, isn't it? What is the model here? Dumb model. If you give any query point, as it predicts as a negative point, therefore here you will get 900. I get 900. Here I get 0. Why? Because if actual is negative point, as it predicts all points as negative points, but it cannot predict it as 1, therefore you are getting 0 here. It is simple, isn't it? But for class 1, I have here class 1. What happens now? All the points are predicted to be 100 here. Why? Because what's the reason? Just let me say like this. Yes. Okay. Why are you getting here 100? Let me say like this. Your actual label is 1, but it will predict all of them into negative class. That's what this dumb model says. Therefore, here I will get 100 and here I will get 0. Here I get 0, isn't it? Here I get 0 because the model is predicting everything of class 0. This is now what is my TN? What is my TN? Just see. What is my TN? What is my FN? What is my TP? What is my FV? These we discussed, isn't it? Anybody can understand. What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? I want TPR. TPR must be high. True positive rate must be high. In similar manner, true negative rate must be high. And your FPR, false positive rate must be low, and your FNR must be low, isn't it? This is ideal case. First check whether this holds good or not. I want them to be small, which FPR and FNR. I want FPR and FNR to be small, as we just saw. All the false should low, all the true should be high, isn't it? All the true should be high and all the false should be low, isn't it? How can I calculate? Just see what's happening here. As we are saying that your TPR must be high, but unfortunately, what's happening here? Your TPR is low, very low. It's a minimum value. Your TNR must be high. Yes, your TNR must be high. It's okay. Your FPR must be low. Yes, FPR must be low. But here I have a difficulty. Your FNR must be low, isn't it? But unfortunately, your FNR is very high. Means we have some difficulty here, isn't it? What does it mean? Now, here is the challenge. We always want TPR to be large, but this is super small. TPR is super small. It's 0%. This is the smallest value. FNR is also terrible, but FNR must be low, but here FNR is 100%, isn't it? By looking at these four numbers, I can say my model is doing something crazy. Two numbers are very good and two numbers are terrible. By looking at these four numbers, even imbalanced data set confusion matrix at these four grades helps us how the model is performing. Accuracy could not do good job with imbalanced data sets, but by looking at TPR, TNR, FPR and FNR, you can get much more sense. You can get much more sense of what's happening. That's the beauty. But accuracy is one number, but here you have four numbers. Which one of them are more important? That's very, very valid question. Which of these four numbers is more important to you? That's a very, very domain specific. Sometimes, let's take a medical application. Suppose you want to diagnose whether patient has cancer or not. Cancer basically means class 1, not cancer basically means class 0. Let's take this real world example. These are my, let me say like this. Let me consider this confusion matrix. These are my actuals. Let me say this is my actual, this is my predicted, isn't it? These are my, so if a person actually has cancer, this, what is my TN, what is my TN, what is my FN, what is my FP, what is my capital N, what is my capital P. We already discussed capital N is total negative points, capital P is total positive points, like this. Imagine if you are building a system to diagnose cancer. If a person actually has cancer, you want to detect that the person has cancer. So you want a high TPR, isn't it? That's important. You want high TPR. Why? Because if person has cancer, you want to detect it, isn't it? Don't miss a cancer patient. That's important. Let me repeat. If a person actually has cancer, you want to detect that the person has cancer. So you want high TPR, true positive rate. Actually, you want very high true positive rate and you very low false negative rate FNR, because imagine a person actually has cancer, and if you tell that the person does not have cancer, if he is not treated, he could die. You want FNR to be close to 0 or actually 0. So in such cases, what you care about? Actually, a patient does not have cancer. If the machine learning system says he has cancer, then what happens? Your FP or false positive rate is low. So let's assume the patient does not have cancer, but model says the patient has cancer, which is FP part, isn't it? Is it not FP part? Yes, it's FP part. Your FPR, false positive rate, will be high, which is okay. Your false positive rate is high, which is okay. Then what will happen? Patient is diagnosed with cancer. He will go through more tests. He will go through more powerful tests, which will determine that he has no cancer. So in medical diagnosis, this is very, very important. Don't miss a patient. Don't miss a cancer patient. That's a more important. Sometimes it's okay to predict somebody who does not have cancer and model says he has cancer. That's okay, false positive, because we will do more powerful tests later. We will not leave it there. We will not start chemotherapy right away. We will push the patient to have more powerful tests to be 100% sure that he has cancer. But missing somebody is extremely dangerous because you are not treating him, and the level of cancer could increase. In such cases, what is more important for us? What is more important for us? Extremely low FNR. Extremely low FNR. We don't want to miss the candidate at any cost. We want FNR close to zero. That's important. So based on the domain, based on the problem we solve, based on the cost, based on the human cost, as well as money involved in doing mistakes, sometimes in this case FN is extremely dangerous because patient could die, and hence we should be extremely careful to actually avoid FN, and this is very domain specific. So in some domains it's okay to do errors of some sort. In other domains it's not at all. It's not at all. You should not do any mistake. Again it is case specific and domain specific. There is no right or wrong answer here. You have to put yourself in the shoes of doctor in the case of diagnosis, or you have to put yourself in the shoes of patient to understand what is the right measure that you should optimize. Sometimes if you can optimize all four of them, that's great, but there will be one or two of them matters more than others. That's what you are always look for. Just go through this lecture. If you have any difficulty, please keep a comment. This confusion matrix is a very, very important concept in the context of machine learning. We will try to make use this matrix in more systematic manner in solving many problems related to data science. Time being, just go through this lecture. Thank you very much.